And we've been joined by Cincinnati coach Tommy Tuberville. The Bearcats are 7-2 overall, 4-1 in the American Athletic Conference. Cincinnati last played on Saturday against SMU. Cincinnati won the game 28-25. This week, Cincinnati is at Rutgers for a noon Eastern Time start on ESPN News. Coach, thanks for joining us on the call. If you could take a minute to tie up the win against SMU from Saturday and then tell us what you expect when you hit the road to face Rutgers this week, please.
Thank you very much. We probably played one of our better games of the year as a team against SMU, who came in and played very well. We were very fortunate to win the game. SMU came in and put up a lot of yardage. We were fortunate to keep them out of the end zone. Defensively, we did pretty much about what I thought we would do against Garrett Gilbert, who's one of the better quarterbacks in the country. He didn't have many bad throws. We were fortunate we were able to run the ball offensively and gain some yards. We won the time of possession, which is what you need to do, playing a powerful team, offensive team like SMU. So I was impressed by how our team bounced back after playing at Memphis and played against a team that had an open date and who was very fresh coming into the game. So look forward to this week against Rutgers, who also has had an open date before us. So it'll be a battle for us going on the road. We need to play better than we have in the past on the road to have a chance to win this game. Rutgers is a team that's pretty similar to what we are, and so we're excited about going on the road and playing in the Northeast.
Take questions for Coach Tuberville, please. Hit *1 on your telephone to join the queue, and then the operator will introduce you.
And we'll go to Tom Groshin at Cincinnati Enquirer.
Hey, Coach. Obviously, you weren't here the last couple of years when Cincinnati played Rutgers, but you've probably seen the final scores held to 3 points each time, and it looks like they have a pretty decent rush defense up there. Again, can you comment on just what they present to you defensively and offensively too?
You can tell they're a very well coached team. Again, they're similar to us. They want to run the ball, run a lot of play action on offense. They got a very capable quarterback. Who had a very good game against Temple, bringing them back to a win. Defensively, they're also very similar. 4-man front, play a little bit of 3-man front. They pressure. They're a team that's got a philosophy of stopping the run, running the football. It's similar to us. It's probably the most similar team that we've seen that we've played that mirrors what we do. So we're excited. I've not coached at Rutgers, not been there, and been in their stadium. I know we're going to have to be very fortunate with the weather, as people are when they come here, depending on what the weather's going to be like. But it'll be a good conference road game for us. It's the last time that we'll play Rutgers, obviously, because next year they're going into the Big Ten, and play our best game. I don't know whether we're good enough to win, but we just got to go up and try to improve and see what we can do.
Yeah, this entering the season, this seemed like it would be one of your most challenging games. I guess that really hasn't changed, has it?
No, they've had a lot of success. They know how to play. They've beaten the SEC team this year in Arkansas. They're like any team. They play better at home than you do on the road, and it's always a challenge. And again, they're a team that's moving to another league, and I'd say the past 7 or 8 years they've done an excellent job with that program of upgrading it, getting better, improving their talent, and with a new coaching staff, it's not dropped off. I mean, they play hard, they play physical, and it'll be a tough game for us.
Thank you.
And we'll go next to Tyler Bartow at the Trentonian.
Morning, Coach. How's it going?
Good. How you doing?
Good, thanks. You've been in this profession for a while. When was the last time your path crossed with Rutgers, if ever?
I can't remember if I coached against them. I know I didn't coach against them at Texas Tech, nor at Ole Miss, possibly, but I don't think so at Auburn. I was there for so long. I can't remember all the games that we played. We played Syracuse and Pittsburgh and some of those teams. I can't remember if we played Rutgers. I'm pretty sure I coached against them as an assistant when I was at Miami.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I'm thinking that happened. I don't, but we didn't play in New Jersey. I think we played them in the old Orange Bowl. I think that was my only time.
Right. How different? I mean, obviously you haven't paid too much attention to them over the years, but how different is this Rutgers program now on the verge of the Big Ten from kind of where you saw it when you were at Miami?
Oh my gosh, it's night and day. You know, that for years, you know, Rutgers was a lot like Cincinnati. You know, a team nobody paid any attention to. There was not a big push towards football. I can remember at Miami, we would go to New Jersey and try to recruit players to come to the University of Miami, and very few of the players were even interested in going to the in-state school in Rutgers. But that's totally changed over the last, I can't remember how many years, 8, 10 years. They've become better and better. I can remember, and I've always recruited Miami, even when I was at Auburn and Ole Miss. You would go into Miami and see billboards with Rutgers University signs up. And I thought that's pretty unique because Coach Schiano coached there. He knew that you had to go, and as we do here in Cincinnati, you've got to go to South Florida and recruit some. So there's been a lot more effort in the last decade of Rutgers making themselves presence known, and they're moving to another league, and they've done a good job. I've noticed, I hadn't been to the stadium, I've noticed looking at the stadium, they've got good crowds. It's football is relevant there now, and it's probably going to be even more relevant now that they're moving to the Big Ten Conference.
All right. Thanks, Tommy.
Thank you.
And we'll go next to Dan Dugan at NJ.com.
Hey, Tommy. Just a question. Paul James looks like he's going to return for them this week. Just what does he do for their rushing attacks?
Oh, he's he's done a good job. You know, it's like anything in this league. It gets harder and harder. You know, with the offenses, people are running to find those good running backs because a lot of them you don't see them that much in high schools anymore because the running backs now are moved to quarterbacks because of the spread offenses, and there's more quarterbacks now that. And 10 years ago, they would have been running backs instead of quarterbacks. But the kid's good, physical, makes plays. He's made them a football team that's a difference in running in their running game. So we're excited to play against them.
And obviously, their quarterback, Darren Over's been a little bit up and down. Just what have you seen from watching him on film?
You know, I've watched film on him from years past, and you know, it's just like any other quarterback, being consistent. I've always had problems, and everybody has problems with quarterbacks. The difference that makes from experience as they get older, you can tell they make better decisions. But he's been there a long time and played good football. And as I said, just watching the game, I was watching it live last week. The throw that he made against Temple, just to win the ball game there at the end, just goes back to a young quarterback wouldn't have made that throw. Knowing you're going to have somebody hit you in the face when you throw it and pressure coming at you. So, he's one of the better quarterbacks in the country and in the league. So, it's noticeable that he's been out there and got a lot of experience.
And then just one last one. Their secondary's kind of been a little unsettled. How do you think it looked, what they put out there against Temple?
Well, I mean, it's like ours. I mean, ours changes every week. This time of year in November, you kind of run through defensive backs and linebackers because of the grind that gets you. You get, the defensive backs are like track guys. Unless they're 100%, they're not good. They're not good for you because they don't play as hurt as linemen do. So they've had their problems. We've had our problems. They're young. We're young, and you just try to patch it up each week to get a guy in there you feel like can get the job done. But I know they've had problems with most teams that we've played have had problems in the secondary, but we're no different. We're the same way.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
And we'll go next to Bradley Derichello at the Daily Targum.
Hey, Coach, how are you?
Morning.
Good morning. I just want to get your take on what you've seen so far from the Rutgers defense and what impresses you the most about them.
Yeah, that they've their offense has turned the ball over a little bit. That's got them in the gym as our team has done this year. they've been, as I've watched them, they're very similar to us. You know, they try to base out of a four-man front, but all these different offenses that you see now, the formations, they force you to go to different fronts, and you have to be multiple. It's hard to be consistent now, defense. I coached defense for 19 years, most of it at the University of Miami, and it's hard to be a consistent defense. Each week it's kind of like you open up a new book of plays that you got to stop either a quarterback or a wide receiver or a running back, or throwing quarterback or running quarterback. And you can tell they have the same problems that we do, just being able to adjust. They've got a lot of young guys on their defense, and you know, they've got you can tell they're work in progress as we are. We're just trying to get some stability, as I'm sure they are, of getting the same people on the field each week with injuries.
Thanks, Coach.
And do we have any other questions for Coach Tuberville, please? Coach, thanks for your time this week. Look forward to talking to you again next Monday. Oh, we do have one more, if you don't mind bearing with us for one more, Coach.
And we'll go back to Dan Dugan at NJ.com.
Hey, sorry, Tom, just one more. I just thought it was interesting you mentioned the Rutgers billboards in Miami. Can you just kind of describe that a little bit more, like when you started seeing them and what that was about?
Well, it's just about advertising the school. You know, there's a lot of kids, and I coached University of Miami 10 years, and you didn't see that kind of presence of a school that really recognized that, hey, we've got to come down here and recruit some of these, so let's put some billboards up for maybe not just athletes, but also students. And Coach Schiano, when he was down there at Miami, coached there for, I guess, a year or two with Butch Davis, and then got the head job there. I thought that was pretty unique of him recognized, as I recognized when I went to Auburn as head coach in Ole Miss, that there's a lot of talent down there that you can find that can play major college football. And so that was kind of I recognized that after he left, and the first thing he did when he went to Rutgers, he put a big presence in South Florida.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Coach, thanks for the time this week. We look forward to talking to you again next Monday.
Thank you.
All right, and that is Coach Tommy Tuberville from Cincinnati, the Bearcats at Rutgers, noon Eastern Time on ESPN News.